10 mistakes to avoid when buying a property in France. Welcome to this new content. My name is Stéphane Lejeune. I'm a former real estate agent in France, and I'm here to share my knowledge to those who don't speak French and who are looking for some help when it comes to buy a property in France. So mistake number one is assuming the process is like you're in your home country. In France, we love rules and laws, especially for real estate. So we have a lot of processes. It's very structured. There's a frame with the law. So it's important for you to know how it works. And this kind of videos are here to inform you. So mistake number one is this. I don't know how it is in your home country, but especially in France, it's quite different than in yours, because we are going to see how it works and what is the process. So this is the first mistake you have to take care of. Second mistake is ignoring when and how to make an offer. If you're looking for a house, for example, in an area which is where houses are very rare and the demand is important, then my best advice would be for you, when you visit the house, is to make an offer during the visit. At the end of the visit, you just take a sheet of paper, you make an offer. If you are with the seller, he helps you how to write it. If you are with a real estate agent, he explains you what to write, but just a few sentences like myself, I'm writing a price offer for this house based on this address. You sign, you make the date, and that's it. And it goes to the seller or to the agent, and you made an offer. Why is it important to do it at the end of the visit? First, because you avoid that any other buyer comes and buy the house you dream of. It avoids a great deception. And second, if afterwards, in a few days later, you want to step back or you discover something which is not okay for you, then you are free to step back. You have roughly 1 month after the signature of the offer and the day until you cannot step back. So even French buyers do not know this, so it's important for you to know when and how to make an offer, and this is the second mistake, to ignore this. Mistake number three, believing that negotiation is always possible. As I told you just before, if for one house which is quite pretty and very nice at an affordable price, you have you as a visitor, but maybe another one after you, and maybe another one the next day, you are not in a position to make a negotiation, so you can try, but the risk is that someone else do a listed price, and then it's over, and the house is over for you. So it would be a shame. So sometimes you can make a negotiation and sometimes you can't. How can you know? Well, you just have to ask Mr. the seller, Mr. the real agent, or Miss the real estate agent. Is it possible for me? I have already studied my financial situation. I'm serious. I want to buy this house. Is it possible? And to what extent can I make a negotiation? And the people will answer you, and you can get some information just by asking. So this is mistake three, believing that negotiation is always possible. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Mistake number four, ignoring long-term accessibility, transportation, schools, hospital, internet, fiber. I'm using a map of France in this slide, and you can see here the red lines are motorways. So you can see in some areas, which is the countryside, very nice areas and with sun and good local food, it's nice places to live, but you have to take care, you have to have in mind that it's not always easy to go from one point to another. And for example, as well, the airports, if you come from abroad, from overseas, or from some other places in the world, if you want to go back to your home country just for some days or for an emergency, it's important that you can do it rapidly. And you have to take care of this. It's accessibility and transportation, especially the road, the main roads, the motorways. And keep that in mind, because secluded areas are cheaper, it's okay, but it can be an inconvenience. So this is mistake number 4, ignoring long-term accessibility, especially transportation. Mistake number 5, signing documents without proper translation and interpretation, because you have a lot of documents when you buy a house, the laws and the rules and a lot of papers. Some of them are not very important, it's useless, and some other documents are very important, so you have to distinguish what is important and what is not. And you have, of course, to understand everything, because when you sign, it's like you read and understood every single line you read. So it may not be the case if you are not used to French language, with sometimes very specific words, what we call jargon, very specific words. Even French people do not understand often. So it's important to get the right translation. And for that, you have tools like Google Translation. You have tools like AI, ChatGPT or other tools. And you have to get some information about, ideally, a local agent, a local real estate agent. So it's important for you to understand everything, even if it's not easy. So keep that in mind as well. Mistake number 6, signing documents without proper translation and interpretation. And this is an example, in fact, of the previous slide. This is one of the most important documents. It's diagnostics. When you buy a house or a flat, it is compulsory for the seller to get all the diagnostic. Otherwise, he cannot sell his real estate house or flat, So he pays for it, and he shows it to all the potential buyers. And among this huge amount of documents, as I spoke earlier, you have diagnostics, several diagnostics for mushrooms, for insects, everything you have to know, because when you buy a house or a flat, you buy it as it is. There is no inspection of any kind, like it is, like I think in the US. You buy it as you see it. What you see is what you get. So you have diagnostics, and this diagnostic is DPE, Diagnostic de Performance Énergétique. It's a energy performance diagnostic. You have some letters, like some notes, and it shows you how much you have to pay per year just for the heating, because if it's not very well isolated from the outside, like windows are completely out of order, and so when you heat in winter, well, all the heat is going away, through the windows, which are closed. So if so, you get a very bad notation like F or J or G, The first point. But second point, which a lot of buyers do not know, there is a new law, in 2020, which makes it compulsory for an owner to get a good notation in order to sell away the good, or just to make a rent, for location, for rental. And if you have F or J in several years, then you are not authorized to sell or to rent it, which is it's a big problem, you know. So you have to take care of it. And when you buy a house or a flat, it's better to have A. A is quite rare, is for new construction. B is extremely good. C is okay. D is okay as well. But sometimes it's E, F, or G, and then it's okay, you can buy it, but you have to have in mind the cost of the works to do of the renewal, of the useful renewal to get a good performance, you know. So you buy the house, for example, because it's very nice. You make the works, but you pay for it, and afterwards you make another diagnostic, a new diagnostic, then you pay for it, and you can show that it's okay. I was F beforehand, and now I have a D because I have new heaters, I have new windows, and I made an isolation from the outside. You know, the walls are with a strong isolation. So this kind of document is very important, but this is mistake number 6, ignoring the DPE, Diagnostic de Performance Énergétique, or Energy Performance Diagnostic. Mistake number 7, not understanding the role of the notaire, and choose your own notaire, by the way. The notaire is a representative of the French government. You know, it's like an officer, and any transaction, any real estate good which is sold in France goes through a notaire. You cannot do otherwise. What is his role? Is here for security and to ensure that you who are buying have in mind every consequences, you know, because sometimes because there's sometimes a lot of money at stake. So he's here to welcome you. You come to his office, or you can buy it like through a visio if you are abroad. But he has to see you, to watch you, to ask you questions, to ensure that you have all in mind. First, it's for security. Second, is for the money. All the money goes through his hands, you know. When you buy a house, you have to make like a kind of deposit at the first signature of the compromis. You know, it's a pre-agreement. And 3 months later, in average, you have to pay the rest of the amount. So the national bank in France calls the funds to your own bank in France or abroad, your own bank in USA or the UK or anywhere you are. The bank transfers directly, your bank transfers directly the amount of money to the French National Bank. So the buyer and the seller do not manage the money. And then the notaire gets the money and transfers it to the seller. He gets the seller and you get the keys, you know. So the notaire is quite important. And by the way, you are free to choose the same notaire as the seller. It's okay, and there's no difference for the fees. There's a national list, like what we call a barème. It's all written on the windows, and you have never any surprise. You cannot negotiate anything with the notaire, you know, or nearly nothing. And you are free as well to choose your own notaire. Then you have 2 notaires, yours, both for yourself, the buyer, and the notaire of the seller, you know. So you have 2 notaires, and why is it better to choose your own? Because sometimes you can have a conflict of interests. Then if there's only one notaire, he's like in a schizophrenia role, you know. He has to defend the interests of the seller, and he has to defend the interest of yourself, the buyer. So he tries to find agreements, you know, but it's not always easy. But if you have your own notaire in front of the seller's notaire, then it's better, you know. You are in a stronger position to negotiate. Let me find an example. For example, you buy a house, you want to make some works of renewal, but you have to wait like 3 months to get the keys. So it delays you and so on. There's a possibility that you can get the keys as soon as you sign the pre-agreement, but you have to get insured and you have to show you have the money, you know. It's like what we call in France une prise de possession anticipée or jouissance anticipée. You know, it's like you have the right to make the works of renewal beforehand, before the legal agreement. The seller can say, no, I don't want it, and he has the right to do so. It's just negotiation. But if you say, let me show you, I insure the house and I pay cash, so you are sure you can't have any bad surprise. And it's to make some renewals, to change the windows. So it's for a good reason, you know. And so the seller can say, then okay, and the notaire, your own notaire can make to quiet and to assure the seller. You know, you understand. This is an example to show you how important it is to know the role of the notaire. And my advice is to choose your own notaire. You know, even French buyers do not know this thing, but you know it now. Mistake number 8 is not paying attention to hospitals and doctors, and you have to know medical desert. If you go to Google, it's similar like the map which shows the transportation, the schools, the convenience shops. It's important for daily life. But if you go to Google and if you write medical deserts in France, you will see that there are like between 100 and 200 medical desert. It's like small areas, small cities where you don't have any doctors. And I show in France in red the Occitanie area. It does not mean you don't have to go to this area, which is impossible, and there's nothing, no doctor, no hospital, not at all. But the majority of the medical desert is in this area. It's not myself who says that. You can find the official information in Google or internet, you know. So once again, if you want to come for retirement in France and you need some doctors, or even if you are family with the children, you have to avoid medical deserts, sorry. You have to avoid medical deserts and to take care of this aspect as well. And some areas are very secluded, no transportation, no main roads, no train, no airport as well. So you have to keep that in mind. Mistake number 9, ignoring the future taxes and fees. You know, or you don't know, but France is the leader of taxes in Europe and sometimes in the world. You know, you are the champion of taxation, so you have taxes. When you buy a house, you have what we call taxe foncière, which tax in all the real estate good, everything, there's a tax, okay, first. And then you have the taxe d'habitation. It's when you come and live in the house or in the flat, and then you pay another tax, a second tax. And if it's for a rental, you make an investment, then you have to pay a tax as well, even if you don't live in this real estate good. So there's no taxe d'habitation, but you have another tax, you know. And if you buy something just to get some real estate patrimoine, just to make an investment, but you don't want to rent because you don't want to have any problem, then you pay a tax as well. You pay a tax of vacation area. You get a tax as well. So you have to know this, and the amount for a house in average is between 1,000 and 2,000 euros per year. It's roughly. It's an idea of the amount to a local house or a flat. It depends on the size, but if you keep that in mind, you can get some idea. Okay, so mistake number 9 is knowing the future taxes and fees, and I don't speak about the taxes on the income, but it's something else. But France loves to tax people. It's a shame. You have the quality of life in compensation, I imagine. And last mistake number 10, is not taking into account the tendency. Are you looking at city where there is a decreasing population, you have to take care of this, because maybe the city, when you buy a house, you have 2 or 3 doctors, but as the population is decreasing, when they retire, they are not replaced by another doctor. You know, so it's better to have a population which is stable or which is going up, because then you have some new buildings, new hospitals, new schools, new nurseries. So it's important to check the population. For this, you can go to Wikipedia, and you type the city. I took the example of Nevers. Nevers is a city in Burgundy. It's like, you can see it's almost 30,000 inhabitants. And since 1980, the population is decreasing. And the tendency shows it's going to continue to decrease. So it does not mean you don't have to go in this city of Nevers in Burgundy, which is quite okay, very nice as well in the countryside, but it's a bit secluded. The roads are not easy, and you have to keep that in mind, okay? So this is a criteria as well for your purchase, for your agent. This is for the 10 mistakes, and at the end, thank you for watching this video until here, and you have a bonus like a 10.5 mistake when buying a property in France. What is it? It's the last one is not using a trusted and bilingual agent. So, as I said previously, I am a former real estate agent. I stopped my activity sur le terrain, you know, on the daily basis, but I now want to share my knowledge, especially for non-French speaking people, and help you to buy or to rent or to find a solution for your accommodation in France. So I can speak a little bit of English, so if I can help you, please feel free to ask your question in the comments below this video, and I'll do my best to give you a reply. Maybe I can easily get some help with someone which is bilingual and who can help you. Maybe we can try to make a community in a Facebook group, you know. So anything, I know I make like 100 transactions with French investors, so I know the difficulties. I bought myself some real estate goods, like my house and some flat as well for investments. So I can maybe help you with these contents. Please subscribe to this channel, because there will be other contents like this. And if you ask a question, I can reply with the comments below your question, or sometime make a video to explain my answer to your question you may write. Okay? So please like this video if so. Share this video to someone who are looking for some help, and subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Au revoir.